Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it was roughly about like this time last year, no, it's actually like 53 weeks ago that I celebrated Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast 40th anniversary by checking out Hallowed Be Thy Name. But then I kind of really thought to myself, that's not really the full story now, is it? The full story should be the entire album because, and let me get you guys a little bit caught up to speed. The only returning classic members of Iron Maiden at this point were still Steve Harris and I think Clive. Was it Clive Burr who was the drummer for Iron Maiden throughout this before Nico came on board? Let me just see if I. Oh yeah, it is Clive Burr. Bless his heart. But yeah, this is sort of like the formation of the Iron Maiden that we all know and love, or rather, just the sort of one the group we come to recognize. Because this was Bruce Dickinson's first album working for Iron Maiden since Paul's exit. Now, the only other thing I kind of just want to get to the point as well, ladies and gentlemen, is that, again, this is the lineup. This is Bruce Dickinson, Steve Harris, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Clive Burr. And I think this is the last album that Clive Burr worked on before he was replaced by Nico McBrain. Is it McBrain or McBrien? I never really, never thought to ask, but that's just how it is. So, speaking of how it is as well, ladies and gentlemen, is that at some point next year, I 100% want to do an entire tier list and a separate video entirely ranking every Iron Maiden song, just like I did for Metallica, rank them all from worst to best. Now, with Metallica, it might be, oh, who am I kidding? It's going to be an absolute nightmare to do because not only are there so many Iron Maiden songs in there, how many albums are there entirely? Not including live albums, because we're not going to be including live albums, although if it did, Rime of the Ancient Mariner would be first alongside maybe something like Passion Day or even Number of the Beast, only because Number of the Beast's live performance is the most iconic, perhaps the most iconic heavy metal live rendition of all time. Maybe up there with stuff like Poet and the Pendulum, The Greatest Story Ever Told, and, well, Ghost Love Score, but that's getting ahead of ourselves, because we got to work out where this all began, and it began with a Viking invasion, as you do. Another thing you're going to find out very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to Iron Maiden, is that I often credit Iron Maiden as being the poet laureates of metal, because they take a lot of their inspiration from books, from history, from movies and TV, all under the guidance of Evil Eddie right here. And you can tell what sort of mad lad this is when even the devil is beneath him physically. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, oh, actually, I have 1 second. Get back to you guys in a minute. Right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a bit of an emergency situation whenever I have to I immediately have to use the toilet. But yeah, I'm not fucking around with that. No way. Right, sorry. So let's begin. Invaders in 3, 2, 1, and Ladies and gentlemen, this literally like struck. It struck that special G spot that every metalhead has, ladies and gentlemen. It is the place that can only be struck by the unexpected, by things you didn't even know that can make you feel that certain way. And oh god. I remember even as well, there's meant to be like some popular, I think it's like either on Netflix or Amazon, it's literally about the Viking invasions and the pillaging, the raping, the burning, the looting, the insatiable bloodlust of warfare that I think absolutely Iron Maiden, they captured it in this small little bottle and they literally splurged it all over this. And again, they used for the title Invaders, and even when they had to like they break down into the chorus. I can almost like imagine the way they told Bruce they should have gone like Invaders, that like something he should be like scared for his life for. And Bruce is so much more than just a metal singer, ladies and gentlemen. No. He is way, way more than that. He is an actor. He is an autocrat, a pilot, a fencing enthusiast, and someone who loves I was almost thinking of Brian Johnson. I can't remember Bruce ever wearing like a snap cap or anything like that. But it does bring up, again, a very, very interesting little dynamic that I hope people absolutely, like, take note of when it comes to doing stuff like whenever you're checking out Iron Maiden, whether it's for the first time or whether it's just you're just curious as well to don't know what all the fuss is about. There's many places you can go absolutely with Iron Maiden. But usually, whenever you start an album, with the only real exceptions to the rule being something like X Factor, you should always be prepared that they will always start out fast, aggressive, and it sets not so much the tone for the album, but it rather sets the sort of the style that like any album really wants to like mimic, or well, not so much mimic, but they kind of want to escalate, make sort of like a running theme throughout their albums and stuff like that. For example, Caught Somewhere in Time deals a lot with like space exploration and like traveling through time. So they go through stuff like Jack the Ripper stealing H.G. Wells' time machine. They go through periods of time more modern when Bruce Dickinson was feeling badly homesick in 86 and Steve Harris just decided he wanted to make a song about it. There's also stuff like Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, which is based on the 1963 kitchen sink drama of the same name. Although not many people, that's what they call it, but it's not really a kitchen sink drama, unfortunately. And in case you're thinking I'm just making that up, no, it is kitchen sink dramas are a real thing, believe it or not. And then it even ends with, Alexander the Great, and they literally sort of just do a tale-by-tale rendition of his reign and all the way up to his death in Babylon. And in Number of the Beast, you get things like horror and of the impending deafness of horror, which it's a really good job they opened it up with something like this, because the tone absolutely fits. The the graphic depictions of pillaging, being overpowered, rendering yourselves as victims of theirs is almost too perfect for this album. And for those who do know what's coming next, you'd say it works too well. And bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, all that's left is the rest of the album. So again, 41 years, ladies and gentlemen, and there is still perfect reasons why this album is brought up. In fact, I must check just before we go. I'm pretty sure I do own a copy of Number of the Beast. Oh, here it is. Why I don't actually have this in my car is a good question. But, see, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Number of the Beast. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that here. I'm actually going to put that in my car tomorrow. Which hopefully I'll be able to get through the rest of this album by then, but it's more fun for me. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to Invaders by Iron Maiden. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys felt of Invaders for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.